Hello everybody, my name is Wil Ralston. I'm the president of SinglePoint Inc., OTC ticker symbol SING. Thank you for tuning in to our presentation today. We've put together a brand new deck. We look forward to sharing our vision, sharing our approach, and really giving you the history of where SinglePoint has been, the journey we've been on, and really the growth and potential that we have throughout the next few years here with our latest acquisitions and many other endeavors that we've been taking on. Here's a short, brief statement, Safe Harbor Act, and a little bit about what we'll be talking about today as I go through the history of the company, our second quarter highlights, which has really been a foundational changing quarter for the company. I'll look at some of the different things that we do in terms of the acquisitions we've made in direct solar, as well as acquisitions we've made in the hemp and CBD space, and then we'll go over some of the management and our history. So SinglePoint has started off about 10 years ago really in the technology space, and we were doing a lot of mobile payments, text message marketing, and we're really heavily invested in that. And then shortly after that, the company went public through a reverse merger, and that's what brought us to the public markets. There in about 2012, 2013, we actually acquired companies and kind of made our foray into acquisitions and investments, minority investments into other companies, as well as 51% or more acquisitions in order to help increase the revenue of SinglePoint. We've worked in the cannabis space, Ancillary. We've never done anything to touch the cannabis plant, but we have invested in companies and provided solutions that help those companies grow their business. We've looked at blockchain solutions and done some development around there. And we've also invested in and acquired in the solar space and renewable energy space. So our approach now, SinglePoint, is actually acquiring and looking to grow those businesses within our acquisitions. So we acquire a company and then we look to provide additional growth capital to these companies in order for them to generate more revenue, more sales, and ultimately profit for SinglePoint and our companies as a whole. To date, we've acquired approximately 4 companies of 51% or more. We have invested in about 3 others that we have a minority percentage in, one of those being Jacksam, who is actually a publicly traded company now. So Q2 of 2019 was a fundamentally changing time for the company. We acquired 51% of Direct Solar. Direct Solar is a company that is providing the lending tree or rocket mortgage style of business to the solar industry. So we find residential homeowners that are looking to put solar on their roof, and we marry them with a contractor that's right for their business. So you can think of it like a rocket mortgage or a lending tree where they don't own or provide the loan, so to speak, but they own the customer and they match the customer with the best solution for their home or for their needs. Additionally, in Q2, our revenue was up over 175%. The sales trajectory and the growth in direct solar really substantiated the continuing growth that we've had over the past quarters through the different acquisitions that we've had. So driving revenue, adding new customers and adding new services all throughout Q2 really fundamentally gave the company a solid set of financials to continue growing upon. We predict by the end of the year we will be showing approximately $5 million in revenue. Followed on in 2020, we're hoping that that reaches to 12 to 15 million in revenue, as right now Direct Solar is currently on a run rate of about $1 million a month. So again, this is touching a little bit on the history of SinglePoint and providing that timeline. In 2006, Lifestyle Wireless was founded, which then became Carbon Credits International in the reverse merger and how we went public. After that, we acquired the name of SinglePoint and the technology and the mobile payments and text message marketing. We then launched our cannabis payments, and that's how we really got into the cannabis industry, as we were providing the payments that we were for other industries now to the cannabis industry in 2014 when Denver and Washington State all went legal. Past that, we acquired a company called Diggs, which supplied nutrients, lighting, HVAC, different raw materials to cannabis cultivators. So again, we're touching on that ancillary cannabis business space. We then invested in Convectium, a provider of hardware for the vaping industry. They provide a patented licensed technology that fills all the vape cartridges. You do about 130 seconds. And then from there, we became fully reporting, and that was another major changing point for SinglePoint. So we went through the 2-year audit, got everything filed with the SEC, and now we are a mandatory reporting filer. May of 2019, we acquired Direct Solar, and that has put us on the path that we are now and really changing the company's potential projections of really taking off from a revenue and profit standpoint. Most recently, Direct Solar has actually signed a deal with My Home Group, which is the second fastest growing real estate brokerage in the nation. So we're very excited for that. It gives us access to 2,300 real estate agents throughout the nation that will actually be able to refer Direct Solar new business. So our vision for 2020 moving forward, we'd like to see 15 million in revenue. We'd like to see a 10% EBITDA and a positive earnings per share. All of these different metrics that we're looking to set ourselves up for 2020 will give us the fundamentals to go ahead and start looking at a NASDAQ or New York Stock Exchange listing. We would also like to be able to be listed in other countries as well. One of our direct competitors for Direct Solar is actually founded in Canada, so we believe that there's a nice opportunity in Canada for us to expand our solar offering, as well as going into other markets that we've been exploring. So in 2020, we've also set in motion our 3 pillars of growth that we'd really like to hit on. And the first pillar is increasing our M&A opportunities into adjacent markets and different companies that are going to provide synergy. For example, Direct Solar is always acquiring new leads and looking for new lead generation systems. So one of our goals is to seek out and find one of the high-performing lead generation companies out there and see if there's an opportunity for an acquisition in that space. So different companies that are going to directly help and impact the current companies that we own right now. We want to work on driving organic growth, things like word of mouth and working through direct marketing, different avenues of driving more leads to not only our solar business, but say our CBD business or our hemp business where we're providing white labeled products. We're also looking to cross-market our opportunities within our portfolios. So an example of that being all of the clients that we bring on as a solar client or all the contractors that we work within that industry, we would actually like to approach those contractors or clients with some of our other solutions. For example, a contractor may need to be able to accept credit card payments. Well, that's one of the divisions that SinglePoint has, is we offer merchant solutions. So if that contractor wants to take in-person payments, online payments, anything like that, we're able to offer that contractor an all-in-one solution for them to be able to accept payments. So now not only are they a contractor of Direct Solar, but they're also utilizing our merchant services division as well. So now I'm going to touch a little bit deeper dive into Direct Solar, what it is, how it works. And first of all, I'll start off by saying again that it's really the rocket mortgage of the industry that we're working on developing and scaling here. So the solar market has been increasingly growing very quickly over the last few years, and it's projected that by 2022 that the market will reach over $57 billion. Now this, of course, is in all of the categories, being residential, commercial, and your large-scale projects. So what Direct Solar is focused on is actually the residential and commercial side. Now the interesting thing about the commercial side is it has largely an untapped industry because it's been very hard to find these loans for the $500,000 to the $3 million that don't necessarily have an asset to back it. But we have actually been able to find partners that will make that loan and then back that loan by just the solar panels and their production and that particular asset. So we're really finding a market here that was previously untapped, and we're providing the financing partners and we're actually providing the clients to those financing partners. So again, because we're hands off of the actual installation, we can go out, find an installer, find a commercial business with a need, and put those two together. Over the next few years here, and what's happened previously is that solar has continued to grow. It's doubled the capacity in 2019. In the Q4 of last year, we actually saw a 139% increase in solar installations and PV capacity. So with solar really being top of mind and it coming to really a tipping point of people not only wanting solar, but the technology being there for efficiency, and it really making sense from an ROI standpoint, being a leader in this space and being a trusted source of information for not only the proper financing, but the right contractors to work with, we believe we're in the perfect position to scale throughout the United States, as it doesn't take us a lot of time to open a new market because we're not having to get the licensing, we're not having to put in trucks, we're not having to put in facilities. We simply go there, market to the base of customers that we're looking for, get those customers into contract, and then put them in touch with one of our contractors that we have a partnership with in the market. Another great thing that we've found in this model is that it really takes a lot of the liability away from us. Solar installations come with a long warranty that installers have to continue to maintain. So removing that liability from us has been another advantage for us. It gives us access to multiple lenders. It gives our homeowners and our commercial businesses access to multiple lenders. Typical solar company is only able to offer about 4 lending solutions. When a homeowner comes to Direct Solar, we can actually offer them multiple because we have different contractors that work with different lenders, so we can meet their lending profiles. So any customer, let's say somebody has a 620 credit score, we can find a lender for them. Whereas if they were to just go with one particular contractor in the neighborhood, they may not have access to that lender. Or if you have a customer that has a much higher credit score, you may be able to find a much cheaper lender that maybe a different contractor doesn't have access to. So we're able to really broaden the customer's opportunities for not only the loans, but also the installations. Again, we're touching on being able to scale this and open new markets within just a couple of weeks. We put a team in the market, we get mailers going, we have referrals in the area, and we find a partner to contract with. So now you've heard me talk about all this growth and all this opportunity in the markets. Let's go ahead and put some numbers behind it. The first thing is, in the first year, we had set a projection of being able to operate in 8 cities and close over 800 contracts. We've actually already completed that in the first 3 months. We're actually serving 14 cities in 8 states already, and we're on pace to beat that number of installs, as we're already meeting our $1 million a month in revenue that we thought we would be hitting by the end of the year. So it's very exciting that we're already hitting these numbers. Year 2, we look to be in 20 cities, and we look to be doing 1,600 installs. And then year 3, we want to be serving nationally and be somewhere around 3,000. That would be a great growth model for us, something that we believe is scalable, something we believe is attainable without growing too quickly, because as we all know, speed can kill. So we want to be able to grow methodically, have a great plan behind all of our markets, and make sure that we're going into states that make sense for us to put teams in. So currently, here's our numbers right now. Since inception, since acquisition date of May 15th, we've done approximately $2.5 million in revenue, just a little shy of that. The net on that, which this business has great margins because we don't have a lot of overhead. Basically, our expense is marketing and putting sales teams into these places to go ahead and close the deals. But our net is just over $1 million. And again, that's only servicing 14 cities and 8 states. And that's only on the residential side, which is even the more exciting part of this, because we're currently actively working 16 different deals on the commercial side, and those commercial deal sizes are much larger than our residential home sizes. Another thing that's really interesting about this is we've been doing this organically, putting teams into different states, following the different offerings and rebates that states give. But now recently, as of August 26th, Direct Solar signed a partnership agreement with My Home Group, which is the second fastest growing real estate brokerage in the nation. They've got over 2,300 agents. I believe they're in about 9 states right now, and they're looking to be national. We actually were being vetted out against some other potential providers in the space, and they liked the model so much because it's scalable. They said, hey, you are the partners for this because you can go into each state along with us. You can provide this service nationally, whereas it's very difficult for an installer to go ahead and, say, break into Texas and set up shop and get the trucks on the ground. Again, it's a tough model to scale. Whereas here, we're able to set up these practices and be able to put our structure in place very quickly. So some of our other partners, we've got Titan Solar, one of our installing partners, one of our main partners, Solar Nexus, which we use to keep track of all the projects and be able to put together our very comprehensive bids for our customers so that they understand exactly what's happening in that. And then Wisco Funding, they're on the commercial lending side, and they're reviewing deals for us to actually fund some of the commercial opportunities that we have in the pipeline. So as you can see, Direct Solar has a lot of opportunity, has already been executing on everything that we've said and set forth for it to go ahead and be operating within the industry. And we're already outpacing the projections that we put together as a team before. So I just want to reiterate that Direct Solar has really foundationally changed the company in terms of financials, in terms of growth opportunity and execution in bringing in these contracts and bringing in revenue and overall profit for the company. If you look at it from a cash standpoint, the company in its first 3 months post-acquisition was operating as a profitable business, which was very exciting for us. So that's Direct Solar, and now I want to jump into the business that we've been operating for a while now called Single Seed, which is in our hemp and CBD space. It's an exciting market, very quickly growing, and we provide quite a few services throughout it, all the way from retail finished goods that we do for private label to selling our own branded products on our site, singleseed.com. So here's the evolution of Single Seed, and the beauty of it is again, we were using technology that we had developed and services that we were already providing to other industries. So again, it's that cross-platform marketing, saying, hey, we're providing this service here. How can we also do it in this particular market? So in 2014, 2015, we started Single Seed, and it was providing merchant services, marketing, website building, different things like that to the retail cannabis accounts. And all those different things we bundled together and made as a one-stop shop solution. From there, we actually refocused it a little bit and went into providing and delivering hemp-based products, and we're making private labeled products for different brands. We're making our own brands. We set up our e-commerce shop, and we're breaking into retail distribution as well. The exciting thing about that is we were able to use our CEO, Greg Lambrecht, his background in distribution. He previously took a cigar distribution company public on the NASDAQ back in '96. So having those relationships in these retail accounts and these distribution accounts and just the general experience of that has really been able to get us very quickly into negotiating new opportunities and actually putting product into the market. So as everybody knows, this has been a very quick evolution of a new market coming to fruition. In 2018, the Farm Bill passed, and all of a sudden everything just opened up. But because we had been operating in the space since 2014, 2015, we had relationships, we had the contacts, so we were able to quickly start scaling this business out. It's been projected that by 2025, the industry will be around $16 billion. And since we're operating only in the industrial hemp space, we are following those Farm Bill guidelines. And we're only working with products that are defined as industrial hemp, which contain 0.3% or less THC. So we work with companies that are providing certificate of analysis reports. We're making sure that we're providing a great product, that it's within compliance of the Farm Bill, and that everything we do is above board, and we have the chain of custody and all the paperwork to be able to make sure that the products we make and put forth for our customers on both the private label side as well as the branded side are getting a quality product and they know where it comes from. Most recently, we're pretty excited about our distribution agreement with Pure. Now, they provide a 100% American-grown hemp cigarette. The hemp that they use comes directly from the biomass. So the difference in that is you're getting a premium grade A product that is fresh and is going to taste a lot better than something that may be, say, post-extraction. The beautiful thing about that is you're also getting the whole benefits or advantages of what's in that CBD and hemp flower, because nothing's been extracted yet. So you get a clean, fresh taste. You have all the profiles and everything that's within the hemp flower as a whole plant itself. And it's really been a hot product. Lots of interest. We'll be at NACS. We've got a booth at the NACS show in Atlanta. And then coming up here, we've got a booth at the MJ BizCon. And just to kind of highlight how popular this product has been in the hemp cigarette space, our direct competitor has actually sold out a couple of times and had to stop selling. So it's a great opportunity because we're able to get in there with our product and say, hey, here's a great opportunity to carry maybe 2 different brands or introduce our hemp cigarette to the marketplace. And that's Pure is the name of that company that we've become the master distributor for. And we're very excited about the potential growth for that particular product. So as industrial hemp and CBD continue to grow, we look forward to putting together an international presence and being able to go both overseas distributing product as well as continue to expand throughout the United States. Right now, a lot of our retail demand and retail opportunities have mainly come from the Southeast and the East Coast, and there's just been a large influx of business over there because that's where really a lot of the product is being grown and is really heavily pushed. So it's a very exciting opportunity to be in the industrial hemp space. Again, it really helped that we had the experience in the cannabis space as it legalized through Colorado and through Washington, and we were right there in step with that legalization process. I'm going to touch a little bit on our third core division here, which is really our merchant services division. You've heard me mention it throughout the presentation. It's been a part of our history really since inception, and I wanted to make sure that you get a holistic picture of what we do in the merchant services industry. So we're able to provide credit card payments for really any type of business out there, from low risk to high risk. We've got CBD solutions, we've got everything, and we've got a team that's out there currently onboarding new accounts. In the first month of really pushing this, back in June, we were able to onboard 35 new accounts, and that was actually put us to be the #1 producer through our partner program. So that was very exciting to have done that and be that top producer in the area. What we love about merchant services is not only is it part of our core, but you're really able to, there's a high multiple in terms of what your portfolio value is worth. So your portfolio value can be 25 to 35 times what your residual is. So a beautiful thing about that is we can build a book and we can choose to collect those residuals and get that cash, which is just pure profit for us at that point, or we can bundle it and sell it. And like I said, they're typically valued anywhere from 25 to 35 times. And some of the things that depends on is your turnover rate, how sticky you are with your customers. And another thing that merchant services provides us is an opportunity to cross-sell our platforms again. So we've got accounts throughout the nation that are, say, massage accounts, for examples. And one of those accounts is actually now a client that purchases CBD and hemp products from us. So our merchant services portfolio actually becomes a customer base for our other products as well, which has turned into a great thing because, again, we're able to cross-market and cross-pollinate throughout the different divisions. The market in the merchant services is huge, one of the biggest markets that we're involved in, and that's why we believe it's imperative for us to stay involved with it and continue to grow that. As you see here, it's a $62.3 billion market by 2024. There's lots of acquisitions happen in this industry of portfolios of companies by some of the mega players out there, such as TSYS or iPayments or anybody like that. And the contracts that we get with these are typically 2 years long. So again, it's us being really sticky. It's us having a client and maintaining that client and really being able to provide a value-add service for them. I'm going to back up just a slide here and recap kind of the whole presentation and the investment highlights. So in May, direct solar was averaging about 2.7 sales per day. That's almost up to about 3.8 to 4 sales a day now. So we're really pacing phenomenally within that business. We signed the Direct Solar My Home Group partnership agreement. That's exciting because they're an Inc. 500 fastest growing company in the nation. They've got 2,300 agents. That gives us access. We'll be cross-training those agents in solar and renewable energy. They'll actually get certification, and they'll be a direct solar authorized agent to be able to talk to these homeowners and speak from a point of education in the market. In the first 2 weeks from that direct solar acquisition, we produced about $420,000 in contracts. And in April, we upped that to $570,000 in contracts. So that was a great growth trajectory in us being able to continue growing that. We expect that by the end of this year, we'll actually hit our 5 million number in terms of our revenue. And on the direct solar side, we're seeing about a 35% margin. So very exciting there for us. What's driving that in the solar space is really just the topic of solar in general. Again, there was a 139% increase in Q3 2018 to Q4, and it's really becoming top of mind as different environmental policies are coming into attack and being discussed. Solar is really at the top of that. So that's on the solar side of our business. We still have the merchant services that'll add additional revenue and profit to the business, and we have our rapidly growing CBD manufacturing and hemp distribution line that has the potential to really exponentially grow as well. So now I'll take you through the management and directors. We have Greg Lambrecht. He is the CEO and founder of SinglePoint. He has many years of experience in the public markets, all the way back to '96 when he took PCI International public on the NASDAQ. They were able to raise $10 million and put cigars into 30,000 distribution points throughout North America. My name is Wil Ralston. I'm the president of the company. I've been here for 7 years, working alongside Greg, helping to grow the company. We've got Eric Lofdahl, who has a long history in technical opportunities and being able to develop different platforms and has really helped us out, again, with our blockchain and payments and different build-outs on that side. He was previously at Boeing, working on different B-1B programs, F-22 programs, and is really able to put those processes together. And on our board, we have Venu. Venu is currently the Senior Vice President of F5 Networks, a multi-billion-dollar cloud-based company. We have Jeffrey Nomura. He has a history at companies like Nordstrom's, GE Capital, Deloitte, RJB, Nabisco, and he really provides a lot of expertise in our accounting and financial systems. And as a company evangelist, we have had Kevin Harrington, who did a lot of commercials for us and was really able to help us get our word out there on a larger, grander scale than we could have, without him. But he has been a part of the team and working to introduce SinglePoint to new opportunities for acquisitions, as well as promoting and pitching our products to the market. Thank you for being a part of our presentation today. We look forward to answering any questions you might have. Please feel free to reach out and contact us at the company listed information here. Again, my name is Wil Ralston, president of SinglePoint Inc., OTCQB SING.